Another day, another ridiculous Bitcoin price. Now, I think it's always important to understand that you can't always understand what's going on in the markets. Markets are often very disconnected from reality, and today I'm going to look at a couple of those things. The Bitcoin rally is still continuing. We're here. I mean, the rally really started here, basically January 1. Since January 1, Bitcoin is up 30%, which is insane. I've always said that, this notion of, oh, it's a new year, things are going to get better, just kind of magically. Something is supposed to happen January 1. I've always thought that to be foolish, mostly because I'm the type of person to kind of look at macro and look at what's going on in the economy, not just some arbitrary, oh, new year, let's start buying. But as we've learned over the past couple years, um, things like from GME or Bed Bath and Beyond and dog coins, things just kind of happen randomly sometimes, and people just decide to start FOMOing in for some reason. But this is a really good time to take some profits continuously. I have been, not financial advice. You can do whatever you want. Um, Bitcoin is sitting about 21.2K. We're hovering around the 21,000 mark, and again, the RSI is absolutely crazy. Stocks really aren't moving. The S&P is just kind of where it is. The Dixie is again. Maybe looking to find some support around 101, but it's starting to creep back up here. Last 2 days have been kind of in the green, so when this reversal starts to happen, I think that we might see some declines in a Bitcoin price. But on the weekly is green, so we might start coming back up a little bit. So something that you always see during these bull markets are people starting to shill garbage. They try to shill whatever shit coins or whatever dog coins they're trying to shill, and I think that's something we noticed here. So this is just one guy. I don't know why this guy showed up on my feed, but he did. I mean, look at all of this trash. He's shilling some blockchain bets, and I watched some of this just to see what he was doing. Basically, he just looks at the website and says, "Okay, they got a website. That's cool." Like, I don't see the point of it. Super Saiyan token, Fuego token, Choo Choo Inu, like Dino. Like, I don't understand. This is something you notice. Like, you can just type in crypto. And I mean, you can type in any coin that you want, and you can see people just absolutely shilling the shit out of just any garbage they can get a pump and dump on. And especially this Pablo kid. I mean, he just promotes pump and dumps. So, I mean, if you're taking financial advice from him, you're going to get wrecked. Um, but in other more relevant news, this is the week of bank earnings, and the biggest headline so far is Goldman Sachs missing their earnings, the worst it's ever been in a decade. And it seems like if you read through this, which I know nobody's going to do, but um, one of the key things I found was that this credit um, deterioration of consumer credit. So I've talked about it before, but one thing to realize is that when you look at retail, you think about the things that normal people buy: food, gasoline to go to work, um, and they have to pay for rent. So those are like the most essential things. Maybe, other forms of energy. We'll just say energy in general, because you got to heat your home. But these are the essential things that consumers buy every day. They have to buy them basically no matter what the price is, right? And so as these things increase in price, and what we saw from CPI is that the price of food, especially restaurant food, has increased still for the last 12 months it's been like this. The price of shelter, which includes rent, has increased. And so you can see this reflected in consumer credit. So what are the things people are going to do? I mean, I have to buy this food, but I don't have like money in my bank account. We'll put it on a credit card, right? And you just carry a balance over month to month. And so that's what we're seeing here is consumer credit is deteriorating. More people are using those credit cards to pay for these essential things that they have to buy. Um, and the banks are noticing that as well. Another thing the banks have been doing is setting aside tons of money for a potential recession. And so the reason they do this is basically because of the consumer credit, right? If people can't pay their balances, whether it be, defaulting on a home mortgage or paying for their credit cards, the bank is ultimately going to have to eat the cost. You can send out collectors or whatever, but the bank is going to suffer based on that. So they've already started, probably for a long time. I mean, this is just hitting the news. I think I saw some of this last year as well. They've been setting aside tons and tons of money to get ready for this downturn, and I think it's going to be happening soon. Um, but yeah, that's pretty much all I wanted to talk about today. I always like to go to this Bitcoin Dashi to look at how what people are doing in the markets, and there is a surprising number of people still going long on Bitcoin. Um, it's surprising. Usually what information you get from this is the whales like to wreck leverage traders. So if you see a ton of shorts in the market, you might likely have a pump coming, right? In the inverse, if you see a bunch of longs, you might have a dump coming. So right now we're sitting at about 50%. Um, so if we look at something like right. And the other thing whales can do is they can manipulate their own markets, so they can go long on Bitcoin while also just pumping the market. So you can see that kind of inversely as well. But this is just a fun thing to look at. You can see who's buying and who's selling how much and who's transferring to wallets. But anyways, guys, as always, be careful out there. Um, this is not a great time to be going hard in crypto or anything really. Um, if you're not sure what to do, obviously I'm not a financial advisor. You could speak to one if you feel like you should, and you probably should. But just take the information out there and think for yourself. So see ya.